Hello. Uh, we're still continuing talking about the truly human business model. And this is all about the truly human company. Because, like I said, our goal is that in the next 50 years, about 75% of businesses all over the world have actually adopted a truly human way of doing business. I mean, that is amazing. And what we're doing now is to set the foundation on what it takes. That's why one of the pillar of a truly human company is the business model. And the business model is so important because every business needs to make money. But then we need to make money in such a way that we elevate the human experience, not make money, then we're looking for how to elevate the human experience. No, by then we'll have used people. So today we're going to be looking at a part of that particular truly human business model. And that part is the part that deal with employee experience. Now, if you look at the traditional business model canvas and also the lean canvas, they don't actually have the employee experience as part of it, but we do have. That's why it is important that businesses begin to look at transitioning from the traditional business model to a truly human business model. You can't become a truly human business company without incorporating and integrating a truly human business model into your business. Because at the end of the day, the way you make money matters. And that is what we want you to get to understand. So, without much ado, we can start this. So, we have here truly human business model, the employee experience. Okay, now, according to Gallup, they said companies with higher employee engagement achieve better outcomes. Now, here are the statistics. What they find out from their survey that 37% less absenteeism and less employee turnover in such companies, 48% fewer safety incidents, 41% fewer product defects, 21% higher productivity, and 22% higher profitability. Now, imagine all this in a company where the employees are actually very engaged. Now, but the question we need to ask is this: what really makes employees to get engaged in the workplace? Now, we have certain factors that drives employee engagement. You see, when a company becomes a place where employees feel valued, they feel they matter, they feel that what they do is important, are supported to grow and achieve their potential. Now, this thing, once they feel this, they feel cared for. And the moment they feel cared for, they become more engaged in the workplace. Like John C. Maxwell said, that before you ask for a hand, touch the heart. You get me? So the truly human company always touches the heart of its employees. The mind, we reason with the mind, but with the heart we feel. So when they feel valued, they feel they matter, they feel what they do is important, they feel they are supported to grow and achieve to their full potential, employee engagement will soar. You get me? It will rise in that particular place. That's why employee engagement is supposed to grow in every company that becomes truly human. If you're having challenges with employee turnover and employee engagement in your workplace, then I will beg you to simply try and transition to become a truly human company. Now, employee experience creates employee engagement. If you don't have an awesome, you get me, employee experience, there's no how you're going to have engagement. The experience does not come after engagement. The experience must come before engagement. Now we have to see what is this experience, because if employee experience drives uh, employee engagement, then what exactly is employee experience? And that it is how they feel. If they feel value, you get me. That is an experience. So you need to design your employee experience to ensure that people feel. You get me? You bypass their mind so that you can get to their heart. Employee experience, every experience is actually based on a relationship. If you don't have a relationship with people, there's no how they're going to experience you. So there have to be that interaction between two people for experience to be born. So what relationship do you have with your people? Experience is an interaction which leaves an impression on someone. You get me? So you're relating, then you're having an interaction. Now that impression that the other person has is actually the experience. So the same way when somebody is in your workplace, the experience that that person has, you get me? That person experiences by interacting with you. That is the employee experience. You can design it. You don't leave it to chance. You get me? You have to be intentional about it so that you can design exactly the kind of experience that you want your people to have. Uh, who determines the employee experience? You see, these are questions that people ask. Who really determine the employee experience? Yes, you design it, but you are not the one. It's just like saying beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. At the same time, value is in the heart of the receiver. The person receiving value know what it means to be valuable to him. So the same way with experience, employee experience is in the heart of the employee, not you. So you need to get to understand the employees first in order to craft the experience you want them to have based on the relationship and interactions they have with you. Now, the employee experience is where employees feel the company cares for them by delivering the promise of value. So if you want a certain kind of experience for them, then you need to make sure that the promises you make to them are things you actually deliver. Employee value proposition. We've had a video where I talked about the employee value, the value proposition in the workplace, a company. The value proposition is a promise of value a company makes to the employee. You get me? So, because it's a promise of value, you don't actually determine what the value is. You need to empathize with your employees. You know the kind of people you want and what they want. So your value proposition must be based on what they want, not what you feel you can give them. You get me? So, and your value proposition make up your culture. That is your employee value proposition makes up your culture. So your culture is more or less an environment that helps you to deliver the promise of value to an employee. I hope you get that. Now, the employee experience is the value you give your employees by keeping your promise. You made a promise to them. So when you keep that particular promise, it becomes the experience they have. If you don't keep that particular promise, it is no longer an experience. It is a bad experience, of course. So it is important that you know what they want, then make that promise to them. You tell them, say, if you come work with me, this is what you're going to have. I'm going to give you this. I'm going to create an environment that allows you to do this and this and this. And if the person feels that is the kind of place I want to work, the person gets to the place and start working. Then the person begins to feel, yes, this is true. The promise that was made to me is actually delivered. The person feel value. And at the end of the day, the experience is something else. and that particular person, that particular employee becomes more engaged. So if you have more people that value the promise you make to them, then you deliver that particular promise. Then you find out that the engagement within your workplace begins to increase. And the more it increases, the more value you get created, and the more your productivity and also your profitability. So here is what the employee experience is. The employee experience is actually where the promise of value, your ability, the company's ability to deliver that value, and what the employee wants, where they meet, you get me? That is where you have the employee experience. Now, you deliver, you promise a value, you deliver the value, and that value is exactly what the employee wants. Now, you need to get to understand that there are different kind of employees here. There are employees that all they want to be happy that you've actually given them an experience may just be cash. Now that takes us back to my teaching about the 5 levels of employee. Now the level 1 employee, his own experience is pay, because that is what it's based on. Pay me well, I have good experience. Level 5 employee doesn't care about the pay, because she knows that she can earn whatsoever she wants. But now she cares about the environment that you create. Employee experience happens where the promise of value meets the ability of the company to deliver the value and employees want. Where you have these 3 connections, then you have the employee experience. Now, let's get into begin to design the employee experience for your company. Now, that particular experience is going to be based on your business model. That is the truly human business model. I'm excited because uh, when I started developing this, I didn't really know it will go this deep. So, and each component that makes the workplace profitable is actually loaded in the truly human business model. I believe this same thing is getting you excited. So, in order for you to start designing your employee experience, the first thing you need to know is who are your customers and what do they want? Because you can't design an employee experience without knowing who your employees are. Who are they? What do they want out of life? Because you need to attract them. The thing is this: the way we work is actually changing. The way we work in the past is different from the way we're going to be working in the future. In the past, the employer is actually the king. Every employee is looking for a job. But in the future, it's actually the employee that will be happy to get people in. You get me? People are no longer happy to get you, but you will be the one, because people will be interviewing employers of labor. They will be interviewing companies to ascertain, are you creating exactly the kind of thing I want? So get to know who your customers are. Now, in most businesses, the customer is actually first, then possibly the owner is second, or the investors. But in a truly human company, employees come first, because how you treat your employees will determine the fate of your company, because that will determine how they treat your customers and your clients. So it is important that your employees come first. That's why it is attached to the business model. If that part of the business model is not taken care of, your customers are actually in trouble. Because who are the people that create value for the customer? It is not the company, it is your employees. So if your employees are the ones that lay the golden egg, then treat them well so that they will keep laying the golden egg for the customer to keep buying. Now, if you're designing the employee experience, you have to design with 3 things in mind. First, you have to design with their emotions. How? So that you can engage them. You have to design with their mind so that you can challenge them. You have to design with their spirit so that you can inspire them. You get me? You don't just design one, you design so that you can engage, challenge, and inspire them. You get me? So that is where your design will be aimed. And we can work with you to bring out this particular design. Each one of these features will actually be in your employee experience design. Now, here is the business model, that canvas that we have seen, a framework that that talks about everything. Now, when you look at the employee why and the value proposition, you have care, promise, EVP. This is how the framework is, or the canvas is, of a business model. So let's move to the next here. Now, here we remove the value proposition to the customer. So as you can see, everything about the employee determines everything about the customer. The relationship between the employee and the customer is an experience. The relationship between your purpose and your customers is transformation. The relationship between your purpose and value proposition is a promise. You get me? The relationship between your employees and the value proposition is the employee value proposition. And within that, the relationship between your purpose and your employee is care. Now, within that particular cycle, you have the culture of your organization. So here it is what we have. Now, this whole thing represents the employee experience. So we're going into our design now to look at the various parts of this and how it works. So here you are, uh, the 5 promise to an employee that a truly human company makes, which is the employee value proposition. Now, the first one is the promise of freedom. Yes, you promise your employees freedom. And the promise of freedom says that, see, if you come here to work, you have autonomy to do whatsoever you want to do. You're going to grow. You're going to become who you want to be and earn as much as you can earn. You can rise to the top and get to any position you can. He said that is a promise of freedom. The promise of safety simply means that, see, we won't throw you under the bus. We're going to care for you like a family, and we're going to ensure your safety. Nothing will harm you. We won't throw you under the bus. We won't allow anything, no matter how tough things are. We're going to find a way. You get me? That is a promise that truly human business companies make. The other value proposition is growth. While you're here, we're going to create an environment that allows you to grow, to expand your mind, to develop more capabilities so that you can become all that you can be. Then the fourth one is the promise of meaning. It simply means that everything you're going to do will align with your purpose, will align with what you love. You do the work that you're passionate about. And when you do the work you're passionate about, you derive meaning out of it. And then the last one is this: we're going to honor your dignity. We're not going to violate your dignity. We're going to make you feel you matter, that everything you're doing for us is important. You get me? People need to feel that. And we're going to send you home to your family happy. We're going to recognize the things that you do here, and we're going to celebrate you and celebrate you before your family so that you can be recognized and you will be celebrated. So when you give this particular promise, the employee that really need this will come to you. And those that need this are people that are highly productive. Now, what exactly do employees want? Now, here are some of the lists that we have. Now, safe and trusting environment. They want to feel safe at work. They want to know that if anything happens, you won't throw them under the bus. You get me? You won't throw them under the bus so that you can actually get rewarded. Whatever happens, you're going to keep them safe and you trust them. The second is a sense of belonging and connection. They want to feel that they belong in that particular place and they belong to a team and they can connect with anybody that they want to connect with. They want to feel a sense of autonomy and independence. They want to own their work in as much as they want to collaborate and work in a team. They want to be themselves. You get me? Contribute their authentic self to whatever the team is actually working on. So, and if they have a sort of value that they want to create, they want assurance that they can actually have time to work on that on their own. They want to work where they get meaning for their life. They want a place where they will grow and take advantage of opportunities. And they want to make contributions that are valued. So you need to understand this so that you can make promises to them that can bring them to you. So, and the relationship we saw between the company or the purpose of the company and the employees is a caring relationship. Now, a caring relationship is a relationship that honors your employees' value, worth, and dignity. Now, you don't violate their value, you don't dishonor them, you honor their dignity. You constantly dignify them so that they could feel happy and they could feel they are actually working in a place where they matter. Uh, a caring relationship also is a place you place high value on your employees by creating a culture where team members feel excited about their work and are energized to contribute their best. So you purposely and intentionally create a culture, and that particular culture is where your employees feel excited, they feel free, they feel dignified, they feel energized, you get me, and excited to do the greatest work they can do. And when they bring in that greatest work, trust me, your business will be built up because an exciting employee will create an exciting customer. The way you treat your employees will determine how they treat their customer. Now, a caring relationship, building a caring relationship with employees create a better workplace. Now, if they know that you care for them, of course, everybody will be happy. And a workplace will become a better place for everyone. And you know what? The best people will be attracted to that particular workplace. So it is important that you build this in. Now, what are the outcome of employee experience? We look at some of them. Now, they have a sense of belonging, so which means they belong to a team. They have a sense of purpose that their work actually helped them fulfill their purpose. They have a sense of achievement that they are making progress each year. They have a sense of happiness that they are working with people that care for them. They have a sense of fulfillment. They feel fulfilled on the inside. They have meaning. They have a sense of vigor. They are energized each day. You see, there are employees that when they are coming to the office, they feel very tired. But you want your employees to feel energized coming to the office. Uh, Sense of love. You see, there is a kind of care around employees. Each person love the other, and they are ready to express that particular love. So people feel all the sense because you've designed an employee experience that works. Now, in closing, we'll look at this. Now, you see, every employee, this is more like a definitive term, a statement for employee experience, truly human employee experience. Every employee wants to be valued, add value to them. Every employee wants to be respected, listen to them. Every employee wants to be appreciated, recognize the good they do. Every employee wants to be understood, empathize with them. Every employee wants to matter, care for them. If you can do this for your employees, you will create an exceptional employee experience. So be highly intentional. We've looked at a portion of a component of the truly human business model, which is uh, the experience of the employee. You get me? You have to be highly intentional as a business. Be intentional to design, you get me, design that employee experience. And if you want us to work with you to create all of those things and make your business a truly human company, then we are excited to actually do this with you, because the future of business is people. There's nothing about your business from beginning to end that doesn't start and end with people. So why don't you create that experience for your people? And when you create that experience for your people will be grateful and they'll want to give their all to your business. And when they give their all to your business, oh, your business will succeed and your business will become impactful. And the community where you stay will actually benefit from it. Now, look at it this way. You create now this is the ROI, return on investment of creating that truly human employee experience. The first thing is this: your employees are excited. They treat your customers very well. And of course, the customers do come do business with you, and your investors are happy. Now, these same employees that you treat well, they go home and they treat their spouse and children well. They go into the community, they treat their people well because they are carrying that same fire that you generated, that excitement, that sense of belonging that you created in the workplace. Now they are going out with the flame to their communities and they are dropping those particular the flames on every single person they interact with. So the experience anyone that interacts with them has will be a positive experience. So by extension, your business is actually transforming the world because truly human businesses are world transformers. They are businesses that build a better world. So why don't we help you, work with you, and build a better world through your business?